Well, well. Hello, hello, hello. I always wonder who's going to come into the chat first. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? So, today's topic is about hope. Yeah, it's about hope. Hope, hope, hope. That's right. Yep, hope with a carnivore lifestyle. Yes, people, we have hope. At least I feel we do. I gotta close out of this. Close out of this. Close that window. So, hello, hello. Nikki, you are first. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I don't even see anyone in the room yet. But here you are. Here you are. So how are you doing, Nikki, Nikki, Nikki? Yeah, baby's having one of her days of, no, mommy, you're gonna hold me. So here she is. Yep, here I am. Someone here is here too. Not real well, but don't really want to talk about it right now. All right. Such a lovely dress you're making for your daughter, by the way. I really like it. I saw the picture. So today's topic is about hope. No, you're not gonna. No, you're not. No, you go right there. Here, you can go right in here. Okay. Hey, John. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got baby here underneath this little bundle of my shirt, my sweatshirt. Ooh. Well, I suppose. I guess I'll give it a couple more seconds or so. So we're going to talk about hope. Hope, hope, hope. I believe in hope. I dated a girl and her name was Hope. Well, there you go. So you know Hope very well. Sorry, I had to say that. I'm all decked out tonight in animal print. Not that I go around eating cats or leopards or anything, but oh, we have four in here. Well, hello, hello, hello. Ooh, that AC likes to freeze me out. All right, so today is hope. Hope when we're walking on the carnivore journey or keto, whichever way you want to look at it. Um, I turned out to be hopeless after her. Hmm. So before I found carnivore, keto, I struggled with so many different diets. I mean, I really, really struggled. I couldn't even tell you how many. There's just been so many. And it just left me discouraged. I'd gain weight on them, on many of them. And sometimes I lost, but then I'd gain, then I'd lose, then I'd gain. Then I find out, well, oh, I can have this, and I'm an overeater. So I tend to eat more than what I should at times. Um, and if I'm hungry, I want to eat. And a lot of things, especially if that diet says you can have certain types of carbs, you eat carbs, and what happens? You're hungry and you got to eat, even if you just get done eating. I found within a half hour, I was hungry again. So I really, really, really was discouraged. And I started to lose hope, that I would ever, ever, ever be, I'm going to say skinny, but it's not really what I want to say. It's only because it's the lack of a better word. But I had hope that I was discouraged that I was never going to get healthy, that I would always be fat, I would always struggle, I wouldn't be able to do things anymore. And at times I just accepted it because everything failed. And then I found keto and I found the carnivore diet. And with that sparked just a little bit of hope that just maybe this is it, just maybe. And I started to go ahead and follow that, and always, and every time, every bit of it, every step I took, it was like there was a little bit more hope. And it's that hope that we have to hold on to and cherish it and almost feed it. You know, if you stop doing the carnivore diet or keto diet, you stop the steps, then you're going to get discouraged again. So, with the carnivore diet, I find that it's so easy and I can eat till I'm full. I'm never hungry. Sometimes I have to remind myself, yeah, you need to eat. Well, John would say, no, that just means you need to fast. So I see that there's hope. And I today, I actually went out into the woods with my daughter and I walked. And it wasn't easy terrain. It was just a pathway, and I was able to do that. It's like that was one of the things I always hoped I could do, but never believed I could. And within 30 days of starting to walk, I am doing something that I never thought I could do again. I'm from Maine. I used to love walking in the woods. And it's because of hope that the carnivore journey would be the right way of living my life now got me to that one place that that fulfilled a dream. That's hope. And hope isn't about being perfect. It's about waking up each morning and saying, today I'm going to keep on this journey. There's a chance. There's a chance to succeed. Um, I'm still here. I'm still losing weight. And every little win along the way is little sparks of hope. And we just keep following that trail of hope to get us to where you go. So hope is what led me to being able to walk today out in the woods. Yeah, it's also about waking up and staying alive. Yep, today I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna believe in hope. I'm gonna keep walking. I'm gonna do the things that I know is right, and I know with hope I'm gonna get to where I want to go, and that's freedom. And today I was really feeling that. I was really feeling hopeful, and and that's what it's all about. This we can't forget our wins, no matter how small they are. Yeah, walking for 30 days, I would have never believed that, but I felt there was hope for me. I believe in the freedom walk. I believe in this. That's hope. And the carnivore lifestyle for me, and it works. It works for my body. It's not like the Weight Watchers diet. Not that I want to put down any other diet, because I'm sure for a lot of other people they've worked. But for me and my issues for my body, carnivore gives me hope. And, you know, that's so important. It's so important. And it's the little things when you first start out. You have fewer cravings, you have steady energy, you taste the things change. That's a little bit of hope there. It's like watering the seed of hope. And then a few weeks go by and you're starting to sleep better. You're reduced bloating. You're able to think clearer. I'm starting to see that. I don't, a lot of days I don't feel like I'm in a fog, but I still have those days where I feel like I'm living in a fog. And then, of course, the body changes. There's another little bit of hope that I have that my body's going to change. And I'm starting to see that too. That bit of hope is being fulfilled. And I'm sure, John, you've seen a lot of your hope, you know, that you were striving for while you were on this journey. I see that you have hope. If you didn't have hope, you wouldn't continue on with fasting. So there's hope. And John, you're one for this. It's labs. You start getting good labs. Lab. I think John's one of the people that just seems to always be doing something with the labs, with the doctors and stuff like that. Hi, Jenny. So pretty much in order to succeed in this, you have to keep yourself grounded. You have to know the path that you're on and go for it. There's hope. There is hope. There is hope to succeed. Um, and then to maintain hope, you have to really, really be dedicated to it. You really do. You have to. I am lurking, Nikki. Hi, Patty. Um, Take photos so that you can look back and see that there's some changes, and that will flourish your hope. Learn to tweak little things like maybe increase your electrolytes or increase fat, or if you're having bowel issues, decrease the fat. With all these little tweakings along the way, that also builds hope. you know um, Celebrate the non-victories, the non-scale victories, like walking in the woods today. Yay me. I would never have done that, if it wasn't for hope that I could get to that point. And I mean, I've always had to walk whenever I was going someplace to walk, like I walk in the road. Why? Because it's a steady surface. There's no roots and no rocks that's going to put me off balance and make me fall. It's just steady. And so I've always had this anxiety about walking in the woods. I can't do it anymore. Well, I believed that I could. I had hope that I could, and I did it today. So there's hope. And when hope isn't working for you, if for some reason, you've taken a step back and you feel like it's not working, you're hopeless. You know, you have to remember all your wins to this point, like the victory scales, or um, my my basketball that's between my legs is shrinking. I could actually sit down on the toilet today without having to move it. That's a victory, guys. I know to all of you guys, you're probably saying, "What's up with that?" That's hope, guys. That's hope. That's a victory win. I can sit down on the toilet without having to move that basketball out of the way so I can sit down and pee. So that is a big improvement right there. That means it's shrinking. That is shrinking. So there is hope. And whatever you do, if you're losing hope, don't give up. Give yourself another 7 days and believe in hope. Hope is what gets us to what we want to do. And serious, guys, I hope you all have hope. I can't express it enough. To me, it's so important to like feed that hope. Believe in it. And I'm not trying to get religious. It's hope is, it's like it's going to it. You have hope that you're going to get that freedom and you believe in it and you're going to keep going on and on and on. I'm not trying to make it out to be religious. It's sort of like self-awareness. It's like going after your goals, and hopefully nobody ever loses hope because it's there, people. You just have to go after it. You have to believe in it. And it's just one step at a time, to achieve it. And I believe in it. I mean, just in I wrote it down somewhere. In 7 weeks, guys, in 7 weeks, I've lost 29 pounds in 7 weeks. 7 weeks, 29 pounds. Think about that. That's quite a bit. In 7 weeks, I went from not be barely able to go out to my kitchen. I had to quickly sit down in a chair, real close. I had to keep it close to when you walked into the kitchen, it had to be right there. I was out of breath. I was lightheaded. I couldn't breathe. I had to catch my breath. That was 7 weeks ago, people. 7 weeks. I went from not being able to walk to where I am now. I was able to walk out into the woods today. That's a lot of hope I went after, and it works. It works. You got to believe in it. And you take one day at a time, one step at a time. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? But today I have hope, and I hope every single one of you do too. I think I believe that John does. Uh, so I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to let all of you guys um, talk about hope. Do you guys have hope? What's hope to you? What is hope to you? I know with hope, I know I'm going to heal. I believe in it. I strive for it. It's good to see all you guys, Patty and Jen and Mason. Let's see, Pania. It's good to see you. I don't know if I missed anybody else, but it's good to see you all. And believing in freedom, that's hope too. I was going to wear my shirt today. Right now, you all my hope. Yeah, hold on to it. It's romper room. I don't know if I expressed all that right in a good way, but I think probably you know I said enough that you sort of get the drift of what I was saying. I just noticed you have a whole mess of yarn. I've always got a mess of yarn behind me. This is my crocheting room, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough yarn. I don't have the. I need other kinds of yarn. Your regulars, I hear, Grandma. you you did great explaining to all. Oh, okay, goody goody goody. I don't wear my glasses. I have to, or else I wouldn't be able to see a darn thing you guys are saying. Hi, Laura. So I really enjoyed my walk today. It would have been that would have been a lot longer if I didn't cut a lot out. But we were out there for probably a little over an hour, and it was just so pretty. The camera really didn't do the area justice. My hope comes from wanting to be there for others in my life. Yeah, yeah. Enjoyed your walk today? Yeah, thank you. I enjoyed it too. I can walk longer and my hips don't lock up. Victory. I'm going to have to stay inside due to crops coming into grain elevator. Yeah, I still can't believe I was out there today and enjoying that walk in the woods. It's a little bit different because the terrain was real terrain. It wasn't like someone went in there with a a grater or something or sand and sanded the path, or it was right down to natural, a natural path of people walking on it, over time. And I was able to do that. Yes. There was a point where I, you know, woo, but I caught myself. But yeah, it's great for your balance, exactly. And another thing I noticed while I was out there walking, I have neuropathy in my feet, and I could feel the terrain under my toes, which I haven't been able to do in a long time. And so when I got home, I took my shoes off. I was feeling my toes, and the numbness is starting to go away. I've had that for years. They used to test me all the time to see how much I've lost when I used to go to the doctors a few years ago. Whenever I went to the doctors, it was take your shoes off, your socks off. And, they would go ahead and pick, and they wrote it down. They must have something they do. I don't know, but she'd write it down. And today the numbness is different. It's not numb. It's like it's changed. It's it's not totally gone. Oh, okay. So the vibrating board. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep doing it because, yeah, like I still have it in my baby toe, um, but the rest of my toes, you know, this feeling. I can't really explain it. So long with no sugar, no carbs, feeling back on feet. Yeah, my feet are starting to, which I never thought that would ever happen because I had it for so long. Today I'm doing good. Today was a good day. I went for a nice walk. I loved every moment of it. We were out in the woods for, I'm going to say a little over an hour. Then we went grocery shopping. And oh my God, that was crazy, guys. Everything went up this week. There's this pack of hamburger patties that I used to get every single week. I'd get, it's a pack of eight of them, and they were always $10. They were very thin burgers, very thin, almost paper thin, what you would get at McDonald's. But it was eight of them for $10. I used to get them every week. This week they were $12, and I'm thinking, $12, and they're not worth $12. So I found another two packages that was on sale on clearance. They didn't expire for another week, so I guess they're just getting rid of that brand or something. But they were real thick burgers, and there was four in a pack for $6. So I was like, I got to go with what I'm gonna get more of. But $12 for paper thin burgers? Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's way too much money. That's like $1.50 for. Yeah, I do better just going to McDonald's and get just their hamburger patties. They charge you $1 a piece. I'm frustrating. I can't stand for more than a couple of minutes because my back hurts so much. Yeah, my back. That's one thing that didn't happen today. My back bothers me when I walk, and today it was not my back. My back did not have that pulling pain. Did not have that today. Just got out of another live. Well, hello, Charger Mopar, and hello, just another stitch. Hello, hello, and how are you today? I'm doing good. Um, Yarny friends. Yeah, I finished a sweater and my blanket this last couple of days, so I'm getting my whips done. Your shopping video is crazy. Even though I see it myself when I go to the store, I'm still somehow shocked about it. Yeah, the prices are just through the roof. I remember when Hamburg was like $1.99 a pound, and that wasn't very long ago. And now for that same Hamburg, it's like $8. It's like, are you insane right now? I even told the butcher guy when he came out and was putting the meat out, I said, this is ridiculous. I can't buy none of this food. This is crazy. And then it was like they had deals on pork, but I'm trying to do beef and beef. So it's like, am I going to not be able to do a beef diet, all beef because it's so freaking expensive? Good shimmy and shake dance today. I told my daughter, here, hold the camera. I said, I promised someone that I would dance today. So that's my dance. I got to go. My phone is running low. I'll be back later. Okay, see you soon. I ordered from Walmart, no eggs by the dozen. I ordered 18 count for $6.56. Then they had a dozen later for $9.81. When was this, Patty? That's insane. I seriously thought you were going to call my name out. You hugged that tree. Yes. Yeah, it looks like it's going to. But right now I'm doing beef and sardines aren't beef. So I'm trying to do I can sustain it for a while, but um, I might have to change it because it's so expensive. But I did find some deals. I found some chuck steak that was fairly decent. I cut them up and put like a serving in 4 different bags. So that's $20, $5 a steak, for a serving. It's like I cut them up and put them in the bag. I cut them in half, and I still have a chuck roast, a beef roast that I got from Costco, and so I'll be fine for a few weeks. But just I'm gonna end up basically doing sardines and chicken eventually, and maybe pork, and not have beef. As soon as I'm under 300 pounds, definitely I'm going back to the regular carnivore because beef is just so expensive. 1 a.m. this morning for Walmart. Wow, so eggs are starting to go up. Good thing I have 4 18 packs in my refrigerator. Now, see, I would have to buy eggs because that's part of my everyday diet. I eat a lot of eggs every day. Yes, I got 8 packs of bacon. I put five in my big freezer out in the garage, and I have three in the fridge. 3.99. I haven't seen 3.99. It's been a few months or maybe even longer since I saw bacon at 3.99. Yeah, I eat it daily. It's part of the BBBE diet. I mean, it's part of my carnivore diet. Some days I don't feel like having, well, some meals I don't feel like having a meat. So I'll just throw a couple of eggs and have a few eggs for a meal, you know? But damn, everything's getting so expensive. It's like crazy. And just like in a week, 2 weeks tops, because the last time I went shopping, I went to Costco. So I didn't go to the regular grocery store. And so it's been like 2 weeks, and it's just everything just blossomed, exploded in prices. It's insane. Now, I did pick up some pork loin, and I know that's not beef, but they had a sale on it, buy one and get one free. So I got two of them for $10. So I thought that was a good deal. You have to get the deals while you can. So in the future, if I don't have beef, I can always just eat that. I haven't seen any. I'll have to look for them because I was looking for them before too. Nathan's Bake. Or I'm gonna just do beef with the hot dogs, like beef hot dogs, that type of stuff. And I was telling myself I'm not gonna do it with processed, you know. Oh, really? I'm gonna have to look for them. That sounds good. I wish I could get into Dr. Chafee's refrigerator. Did you see all that meat in his refrigerator? I saw a video of his putting away meat that he got from Costco. I was like, oh my God, I want that refrigerator. I want everything in that refrigerator. I bet you there was like about $1,000 worth of meat in his refrigerator. My Walmart was out of eggs today. Holy crap. No, Kroger had a ton of eggs. But I don't know what happened, but I walked out of Kroger thinking, what the heck happened? I didn't really buy that much. And it was over $300. I was like, what the heck? Kroger carries Nathan's? Okay, good. Now I'm going to look for it. I know I've been doing, but you said those were zero carbs. Um, Usually I do the Oscar Mayer classics. They're just one carb, only because I haven't found anything that was less than one carb. So yeah, I can do those. Yeah, groceries are outrageous right now. It's like I don't know how people are doing it. My daughter, she's on food stamps, and I try to help her out as much as I can, but that's ridiculous. The prices, it's like holy crap. Walmart was out of sardines. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure something like Nathan's zero carbs. That's probably going to be more expensive. Um, those hot dogs wrapped in bacon and air fried. Ooh, yum yum. I found some like a beef sausage type. I can't remember the names of them. Was at Costco. They're really fat, and really long. That was really. I think it was one carb or zero carbs. And I was like, oh yeah, I bought a pack today for 4.98 at Kroger. Okay, how many's in a pack? On sale this week at Kroger. Oh, I must have missed it. 8. Okay, okay, that's good. That's like 50 something cents a hot dog. That's not bad. Take and have like 2 or 3 hot dogs, depending on the size. I don't know how big those are. With a few eggs, and that's a meal. Sometimes I'll just take like one hot dog and chop it up into little discs, circles, and fry them up, and then do some scrambled eggs and throw it in there with them. Something a little different. I'm gonna have to look for those. And they've got cheese in them. Zero. Damn, that was cheap. I paid close to $7 for Nathan's here. Oh wow. We're gonna have to figure out new ways of doing all this. Jeez, it's getting costly. They're not really my go-to either, but they're inexpensive. And so what I tried to do is try to have stuff that is good, and then stuff that's like a hot dog that I can throw up that's an inexpensive meal, so that I can afford the to eat good for at least a couple of days of the week. But see, when I was doing the American Standard Diet, my go-to for an inexpensive meal would be to have some pasta with butter and sprinkle cheese. Very, very cheap meal. So I got to find those those cheap meals wherever I can. Hi, BT. We're talking about all the expensive foods right now. I don't know about all of you guys' grocery stores, but mine this week went sky high. Crazy expensive this week. I couldn't get over it. They had ribeye steaks there on sale. They had ribeye steaks on sale. And I kid you not when I say this. They were so thin. They were so thin. And they were lucky if they were like this. They were so thin. And they wanted $10 for these. And they were like not even a half a pound each. $10. I'm like, when you look at the package, you see a steak, but then when you look at it and it's like this thin, I'm not paying no $10, $11 for that. Are you insane? I kept saying that while I was looking at the meat, and they were like filling the shelves, and it's like I'm saying this is crazy. I get boiled grass, um, but it's no longer green. Oh, you eat boiled grass. Nathaniel Nichols, crockpot chicken is cheap and easy. Chuck roast is a little more expensive but relatively affordable. Scrambled eggs with added egg white, mixed vegetables are easy yeah, yep. So in my lifetime, for this, after I'm done with a BBBE, I'm trying to use that to get under 300 pounds. Once I get under 300 pounds, which is in 7 pounds, people, I got to get under 7 pounds. Yeah, I'm going back on to regular. I buy 5 meat items and it's over $100. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, yeah, I couldn't believe the prices today. This package of 8 very thin hamburgers went up $2. That is too much money. 8 very thin hamburgers went up $2. They were 10, now they're 12. I'm like, I'm not paying 12. I'm just not doing that. has their ribeyes for under $10 a pound. Wow, that's nice. I wish we had a Save a Lot, but we don't. And it makes me wonder too is why is everything so expensive? Down is it because of the tariffs? What is the real reason why our groceries are growing? Is it just the stores trying to make money? Are they taking advantage of us? They need to stop. That's just insane. Something's happening. Now, how can Save a Lot sell theirs for $10 a pound, but Walmart has over $20 a pound? Exactly. But a lot of it too is depends on where they're getting it from, and a lot of these people they're buying the beef from overseas, some other country, and you've got the tariffs now, so the prices are going up, which is crazy. The whole reason this political, and I don't think you want to go in. I know, I don't. New Zealand is where our meat is coming from. That's why. Yeah. Why are we buying beef from New Zealand? Insane. We have to pay shipping fees. Yeah. Uh, no transportation of goods right now. It's cheap. Yeah, it's really, I don't know. Uh, my daughter and I were going to do Costco again next week just to stock up on meat again because it's cheaper there than anywhere else. At least I can get my hamburger relatively cheap there, and it's better than what I can get at Kroger. Yeah, it's 4.99 or 4.29 a pound at Costco, and the hamburger's better. I love the hamburger than paying what they wanted 8.99, 9.99, 7.99. And you can't even see the hamburger because it's wrapped in that plastic wrap, so you can't see it. Ah, yeah, I bought my family, not so much me because I'm not doing vegetables right now, but we ran out of peppers. So I bought a big package of peppers. I brought them home and I looked closely at them and they're going bad already. So I had to clean them all up, and cut them up, cut out all the bad spots and put them in the freezer. It's like I shouldn't have to do this. I should be getting my stuff fresh. It's like, what's going on here? No wonder they were on sale for $5 for a big, huge bag. I thought I was getting a great deal. Instead, it put me to work for a half hour, chopping up all my veggies and cleaning them up and putting them in the freezer today. I spent an hour doing that, dang it. It's insane. Everything is just, mm-mm-mm. And I do because it's not just me that eats, in this house. So I do the shopping for everybody, and they expect stuff like avocados. two for $5. Are you serious? Two two avocados for $5. And I'm like, I just find it so stupid that we've come down to $2.50 an avocado, one avocado, $2.50. But my husband likes them. He's one of those people that likes to have his tacos, with his sliced avocado. I'm like, damn. I told him, I said, don't you dare waste it. It's, this avocado's like gold right now. Aw, thank you. It's new. I got one that's smaller. I went down a whole size. Yeah, I just got it today. I'm not the only one in the household, but if it's too much, it's too much. I'm not going to buy it. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Like my daughter bought me some steaks um, for my birthday. Um, I could buy them, but I'm just not. I'm on Social Security. I can't. I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on one meal when that I could spend my money on something that's less expensive and stretch it for 4 or 5 meals. It's just ridiculous. She spent um, 50 something, almost $60 for three thin steaks. They were thick. They were about like this, an inch and a half at least. They were thick, but very small. $60? Do you know what $60 can buy? I've got some good chuck roast. Oh, that's right. Then I throw the rest of it. Yeah, I got a big package of chuck roast from Costco. And I used to do that, John. I used to do that. So when I thaw it out, I'm going to have to take the ribeye out. It's just the end of the ribeye, but still it's a ribeye. Yeah, I've got one that I got from Costco last week. But see, here's the thing. The reason why I haven't cooked it yet is because I'm greedy. I don't want to cook it for everybody. I want to cook it for me and my husband, and then put it up after it's cooked and have preps with it. Otherwise, I'd be cooking it up for 4 people, and they usually do their own thing anyway. But still, I want to be greedy, so I waiting till my daughter goes back to work. Yeah, it's a big chuck roast that I got from Costco. Actually, it's got two of them in there, and I didn't separate them, and I could do that. And I'd still, yes, I wish I would have remembered that before I froze them both together, but that's all right. I'll separate it before I put the others in the crock pot and have that for myself. Yeah, so much is so expensive right now. When I go into Costco, I was seeing some meat that was like just it's like wagyu, I think. Beautiful. It looks beautiful to me. But it was like this big and probably this thick, 300 and something dollars. I had to take a picture of it because I thought it was ridiculous. What do you mean $300? Who the hell can afford $300 for a piece of meat that might go for two people? Come on, get real. That's an expensive meal. There's no way. No way I'm going to pay $300 for that. You cut it in half and have two steaks? No, I don't even know what makes them think that. And this is at Costco, guys. And when I saw that, I'm like, what the hell? Does people really come in and, buy this? Who can afford this? I mean, even someone like a lawyer or a doctor, can they really afford that? Yeah, eat butter. It tastes like butter. You might as well just eat butter. Tastes like butter. Well, butter doesn't cost $300. Yeah, I put butter on a lot of things. I love the taste of butter. Rib roast are a fortune. So many things are so expensive. I look at it and it's like, wow. And the crazy thing is I remember like 10 years or so ago, I used to buy all that stuff. I'd buy like a special Wagyu steak or something for my husband and I. Not all the time, but once in a while we would do it. But now it's ridiculous. I'm not going to pay that kind of price for that kind of food. It's just, we went out to eat at a steakhouse. Um, I can't remember the name of it. And it was like over $100 for two people. We each had a steak and then the sides. Over $100 for us. Um, I can't remember the name of it. It's one of those chains, steakhouse. There is some people that actually will trade for eggs for egg cartons. I've been saving my egg cartons. You get a free dozen or something for 5 egg crates or something like that. Texas Roadhouse. Both get steaks and only spend $50 at that. No, this wasn't Texas Roadhouse, but it was the other one. But we also got bloomin' onion too to go with our dinner. And this was just a couple of months ago. I had 2 cans of sardines, 2 ounces of liver, two hard-boiled eggs. Cost me about $3.50 to eat today. Yeah. I had 3 eggs. Outback. That's the one. Outback. $100 plus a tip. $100 plus a tip. And we had each of us had a steak dinner with the sides, and we had the bloomin' onion. Cost us $100 plus a tip. I was shocked. I was like, we did have a card we got for Christmas for $50, but we ended up having to pay another $50 on top of the $50 card. Yeah. Yeah, the steak was delicious, just the way I liked it. Um, Not really. Not really. I have noticed that my fingernails don't break as often. Look, I got a long fingernail. That never happens. My fingernails break all the time, but they don't. My hair, I really haven't noticed a big difference except for going out and walking a lot, not freezing in the house. My hair gets dirty faster. I sweat. So, if anything, I'm washing my hair more. But that's because I'm out doing exercises and I sweat. My skin, I I have skin issues in the back. I've always had it, like it itches and oh wow, what is it? It's called something uh, eczema, and I'm not itching it. It's not as itchy anymore. But sometimes my husband would have to put lotion on because it would get so bad. I got some medicated lotion for it. Yeah, but I don't. It's not as bad. It's not having a flare up. So must be going away. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's starting to heal. But I get it on the my shoulders and in my back. So that's a lot less. I used to have a lot of skin tags, but last year when I was on the carnivore diet, almost all of them went away, and I started to get one back right here, and now that one's shrinking. So I know this diet takes care of skin tags too. You don't have to get them removed. Casey's gets on her butt if she eats too many fruit. Oh yeah. So yeah, my skin tags have disappeared. I got one too that's under my arm that's shrinking. In certain areas too, like the basketball, that that used to be real hard and uh, like really dry, hard skin on it, and that's now nice and soft, and it's shrinking. I could sit on the toilet today, and it wasn't in my way. That's how small. Or usually I have to lift it so I could sit on the toilet. I don't have to lift it anymore to sit on the toilet. So it's definitely shrinking. The only thing is, though, is the skin is starting to sag. So yeah, my fingernails used to break all the time, and they're not. They're actually able to grow. That's where God messed up, not allowing us to scratch our own backs. I know, right? I've got all kinds of scratchers for my back, but I don't have to use them as often, you know? So that's changed. Ooh. Well, guys, I think this would probably be a good time for us to go ahead and end this live. But I'm coming back in an hour, and I've got to figure out what I'm going to bring to crochet. Because I finished the sweater, I finished my blanket, I finished 2 blankets this week. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do next. I want to do a corner to corner, so I have to figure out the corner to corner and figure out what yarn I'm going to use to make it. So there's that. So I got to go through my yarn stash. Ellie and Mickey sweater. Yeah, but I can't do that at night. I have to work on those during the day because it's so dark. Well, I could probably, you know what? I think I will work on it. Exactly. And I'm getting real tired of the aliens taking all of our water in these places that I'm going to because, all the waterfalls are disappearing, guys. Today, there's another place that has a waterfall and a brook, and it was a dry bed. My daughter said it's the first time she's ever noticed that that was dried, and she goes there all the time. And yeah, all the water beds during our walk along that path. It's supposed to be a brook, a good sized brook. It was all dried up. I've got pictures of the kids playing in that brook, and it's all dried up. There's the aliens are stealing our water. That's the second one, and both places are miles apart that I walked in, that I've done videos on. In both places, the streams have been dried up. All right, I'm squirreling. So I am going to let you guys go. I'm going to go get some things done and pick out some yarn or grab Allie's and I'll work on it. Even though it's dark, I'll work on this stuff. And I will be back. So I'll catch you all in an hour. Yeah, and I got to let the dogs out too. All right, bye guys. See you in an hour in the other live. Bye bye.